Hey everybody, this is Chants of Sennaar, a a smaller game, but a nice little gem, I find. If you're not familiar with this game at all, basically it is a 5-level Tower of Babylon. Essentially, you have to go through these areas and figure out the language of the people who live there through your book, where you decipher symbols and what they mean. And you'll be doing this for 5 different levels of this tower that kind of resembles the Tower of Babylon. I mean, Tower of Babel, sorry. And you'll be able to figure out these, the language of the people through context clues, symbols, hand movements, and comparing it to other languages as you learn them. This is going to be a complete walkthrough of the game. Here we have our first 3 symbols. This is going to be an hour-long guide in the first area. And I'm going to try to keep the reveals to a minimum. I don't want to spoil too much. I'm hoping to allow for some self-discovery, but this will be 100% completion of the game. So this will show you how to solve everything, get all the trophies, and get both endings. As you're seeing there, there's some words popping up with question marks. Essentially what happens is, in the game, you can hit triangle and you can enter text using the PlayStation keyboard, and until it is confirmed that is the word, it is going to show up with a question mark on the end of it. So as we think it says open and closed, or close, we're going to open and close these, and I am going to hit the wrong one here, I think. And then I end up doing one more thing wrong because I have to go and check the answer, because I thought I remembered what the last 3 were, and I was almost correct. It is open, closed, open, so I just need to do the reverse. So, as I mentioned, there are 2 endings, and without spoiling too much, as we already talked about, there's a lot of deciphering languages, and there's different languages to decipher, different areas that you're going to be going through. Let me pause that and explain what this is. So basically, every once in a while, once you learn enough symbols, you're going to open up your book and you're going to be able to select which symbol goes to what picture. And there we go. And we figured out the first 3 words. And I think it's open and locked, maybe. Or maybe it is open and closed. I can't remember exactly. I know it just said it right there, but... And then once those are revealed, those will show up every time somebody uses those words as they're talking to you, or if you see it on a sign. We're going to come up to our first person we can interact with. And you're going to see a lot of back and forth that they're going to give us. So you can't fill out your book until you actually witness these symbols, whether spoken to you or if you see them written down somewhere. We call the one that looks like a hand with 2 fingers waving at us as a greeting. And I put meat for that last one, which is not correct. A lot of these, I'm either guessing. This is the second time I've played this, this capture. And as we go further into the game, I'll be doing a little bit more guessing. The first area I reviewed before playing this, so some of them I will be putting the answer right away, and some of them I will be deliberately putting the wrong answer, and some I will be forgetting exactly what it is, and I'll just be guessing. I mostly want to give you the opportunity to figure out a lot on your own, because that is kind of the enjoyment of this game, is the discovery, is the puzzle solving. And a lot of it is fairly simple to figure out. The way that this game gets a little complicated is the way that the languages deal with plurals and negative words, as in like not, like do not, don't come here, he isn't, all that kind of stuff. Each different community deals with plurals in a different way. You're going to see it very soon after we finish this kind of back and forth here, which you actually did just finish. Not actually this room. It's going to be one more room with this guy, and then we're going to head to an opener, a more open area that has some murals, and it's going to show how this community uses plurals. And it's quite different than the next two communities, which have a symbol to pluralize a word, but one puts it in the front and one puts it in the back of the word. There's also a slight difference in how some of the communities ask questions, and that's pretty much the only differences. But the phrasing in each community is slightly different, and the reason that's important is, as I mentioned before, there are two endings, and the bad ending you can get after learning all the languages and then completing the game. And the good ending, you learn all the languages, you complete the game. I'm sorry, no, you learn all the languages, but before completing the game, you return back to all of the lands, all of the levels, and you help them communicate together. And that will allow you to see the good ending. So what we're going to do here is we are going to go through through all of the levels, all 5 levels, and we are not going to complete any of the kind of end game puzzles. We're going to get the first ending, and then we're going to return right away without having to upload any saves or do anything. Just simply continue and head back and do all the things we need to do for the good ending. And what that does is it opens up a lot of the trophies. A lot of the miscellaneous trophies cannot be obtained until you have kind of completed the end game puzzles. So I want to point out something that happens here in just a couple seconds, and then we're probably gonna let some of the game run without me doing commentary. But if you'll notice, should pop up. Okay. So actually, I think I did it too fast. There was kind of a little kind of geometric shape there that kind of hovers there, and basically that allows you to replay any conversation that you had, so that you can kind of review the symbols that they used. So here, as you can see, it said "man, man" on the mural. I'm reading these. I'm kind of figuring them out. I cut out a little bit of the time where I went in and figured out the words, or sometimes you'll see it pop in there because the PlayStation keyboard doesn't show up in the capture. But you'll see how things are repeated here. So this is how they do plurals in this community.
Oh.
So I'm going to let this go on a little bit. We're going to see some murals. We're going to walk around, talk to people, and I'm going to let it play out a little bit. I'm hoping to do less commentary on this than the entire thing, because this is, I want to say 5.5 hours. It's going to be in about 6 parts. Maybe it's even more than 6 parts. I can't remember. And I don't know that I need to be talking throughout the entire thing. And a lot of this, it kind of works without commentary, because it is all about kind of listening to what they're saying and kind of figuring it out on your own. But here's the big gate here. So the basic plan is, on one side you want to learn all of the language of this realm, of this level, and then you want to find your way to the next level, and we'll be moving up through the tower. Right here we have someone who does not speak the same language, and they are guarding the door. I think it's pretty safe to assume that the door leads you to the next level, and these two with the very tall helmets are from that level. So the 2 things we need to do is discover all the symbols of this community and figure out what they mean, and then find our way to the next level. So we'll let this play out a little bit, and I will come back for the necessary commentary, but we will just let this play out for a bit. I knew I wasn't going to be able to be quiet for too long. This little card game here, this is mostly just to show you the kind of caste system, the dynamic of who's who, at least on this level and the next level. So basically there is the kind of soldier looking person, there is the glowing thing in the sky, which I guess is God. There is the man, which is what you are, and then there is the devotee, which are the robed figures wearing the kind of funny helmets. And you don't have to win this game. In fact, I think I lost right there. You get nothing for winning it. There are a couple coins that you'll get for winning other games that you'll need to use in other places, and there's coins you're going to discover as well, or at least find after you complete puzzles. It's good time to mention this. So this is the first console, I believe, that we found. You're going to find 2 of these on each level, and here's what they have. They have this screen with the dots going all over the place. If you move to the right, there is a conversation going on between 2 communities, and they don't understand each other. So the one on the left is the Devotee, and the one on the right we don't know yet. And here is our first console, and these basically act as fast travel points, and we will find a second one on this level, and then we will continue to find 2 on pretty much every level. I think the last 2 may only have 1 console. I can't remember. Definitely the last one has 1 console only, but I feel like the one before it also has only 1. So that's how that works. And so part of the end game puzzles involve that screen that was on that console to the right with the 2 communities talking. Here we see a symbol on top of here. This is one of the only 2 miscellaneous trophies you can get playing the game before you complete those end game puzzles. If you ring this bell 3 times, you will get a trophy. And there is Rascal for ringing the bell 3 times. And the trophy gives away what the word above that door means. Oh, you can pet a cat too. I think that's the only cat you can pet though. I might be wrong, but I feel like that's the only time I remember actually being able to pet the cat. So you come out here and other than enjoying the beautiful view, you're going to meet someone new, and they are going to help you get to the next area. So I'm going to go back to taking out the commentary, and you can watch as this progresses. Here we have a bit of a tutorial on how to kind of stealthily move in an area. This is going to help you in the next level with the warriors, as we've already discovered their names are. And you only have to do this a couple times during the game. And then in the kind of end game areas, you'll have to stealth through, because there will be places you have to stay hidden. So this will come to help you a little later in the game, and then much later in the game. There is no real risk in this game if you're discovered. Essentially, it just pretty much loads you at the beginning of the screen again. Whether it's devotees finding you in areas you're not supposed to be, whether it's warriors in their area, or a couple other things that are going to not want you to pass. So, the little guy here is saying that they need to find something to get through the door. And of course, the door is locked. So we are going to guess that that means key. And the key is in this room. Very easy to find. You're going to see me find it in just a minute. And then we're going to move on to the next area. This is another quick tutorial in something you're only going to really use once. Oh no, I'm sorry, you do use it a second time in the next level, now that I remember. But that's basically shows you how to do it. You just, as they're coming by, you hit the button and you will fall in line and march with them. So you'll see me do that a little bit later in this level, and then in the next level as well. Some of these I'm guessing the wrong words, as I mentioned before. I think I guess 3 different symbols for the word love, and I do clarify that at some point. This is part of, there's like 2 levels to this area, and as you can see, it's a bunch of pots, and in those pots are plants. And as they are mentioning right now, the plants are dead. So they would like to figure out how to fix that. We're going to help them fix that by the end of the game. But maybe not right now. So, an area with a bunch of plants in pots. You can probably guess what this place is called. If you guessed library, you are incorrect. Sorry. And don't forget there is a second level. You will return to this area a couple times. Here's a door that is locked. So we want the key. And we are going to return to this area to find a key and open that door. Because there's something in there that we need in order to get out of here. I think this might be... I think I call this symbol love as well at some point, or maybe guide. Alright, so I will return once we get to something important to say.
Uh-huh. Oh, ew.
Again, I'm giving a little bit away here. Obviously, we knew that one was a garden, and we just came from the area that was the church. So we kind of figured that out because it said God is not dead. Here's the other console in this area. We'll call this the Devotee area. And here's a devotee waiting to talk to somebody that they haven't been linked to yet. And that won't happen until very close to the end of the game. But that road, that kind of signpost, we deciphered what all three areas were, and here we are going to head into the last of those three areas. I did list it as a cemetery. I kind of spoiled it a little bit. I apologize for that. But here you go. It's pretty obvious it's a cemetery. So in here, there's 5 figures. There's the giant eye in the middle, and there's 4 kind of statues. Actually, 3 statues and 1 kind of cubed area, or I guess you could call it a pillar to the left as we get back to the screen. Anyway, this pillar has 4 symbols on it. I think there might be an instrument and maybe a sword or weapon of some kind. Yeah, you can see that's either pot right there or a potion on it. A couple other symbols, but essentially this is one of the puzzles that are going to help us get through the level. And we just haven't seen the answer key yet. Here I guess love for a couple things. I certainly did cut out quite a bit of, the guesswork. And one important thing to remember with all of these is you can't select a symbol if you haven't learned it yet, if you haven't kind of stumbled upon it. So if you know, like the one that says see, look, if you know that's the word for it, but you haven't seen it anywhere, then you need to go and find it. Typically, the book isn't going to pop up to show you those four until you actually read all of them, but you're going to see in the next video, at the very end of the next video, I walk into a room, and because I'm in the room with a symbol, I'm going to open my book, but I'm not going to learn that symbol yet because I haven't walked over and read the symbol. So that may sound confusing now, but hopefully it will be quite understandable once that happens. So we've looked around, we've learned a couple more words. And I think I would go to I went to the wrong place there. We're going to head back to the garden, I believe. Oh, I know what we're doing. Okay, we're heading over to, I believe it's the puzzle with all of the beds. It's going to help us get an item we need to give to the beggar outside the church. Yep, here we go. So, it might seem like this puzzle has multiple solutions, but there's actually only really one way to make this work. And you're going to see me do it. I don't remember if I speed it up. Oh, I'm gonna go learn a few more words before we do that. All right, so I'm gonna leave the commentary for now, and we will probably return once this puzzle is complete. So that was pretty much the most efficient way to do that. You basically have to move things out of the way in order to move other things out of the way and so forth. So that pretty much should do it for you. So now that we have the coin, head on back to the church and give that to the beggar. Beggar's going to give you a clue that help you find something else that you need to find, and so on and so forth.
Hey, ew. Oh. Huh?
So the beggar has told us to go to the garden and has given us a picture of 3 pots. A half and half pot, I believe, a smaller dark colored pot, and then a striped pot. I believe that's the configuration. Oh, I was almost there. So half and half, striped little guy in between the half and half and the darker pot. And of course, wherever you start looking, it won't be there. But that almost looks like what we need right there in front of us. Ooh, and look at that, half and half little thing. So if you don't use that picture, you could literally look under every pot. And then I would assume you would eventually find it if you actually had the patience to do that, but there you go. And it'll always be that configuration. It'll always be the half and half striped and darker one, but I feel like the 3 times I've done this, those 3 pots have been in different places. So here we get an item. And the preacher said, "Me find something, find God. I'm going to the cemetery, and I'm going up." So go ahead and grab that glass star and head back to the church. So here we are completing the last 4 words, and we've now completed the translation of the Devotee's language. It is unfortunate. I think it was a kind of a silly choice. You should get a trophy every time you figure out a language, when you complete a language, but you don't. There's no trophy for completing each of them. There is a trophy for completing the entire lexicon, but again, you know me, I always like trophies. 5 more trophies would have been nice, because I think this game only has like 26 trophies altogether, so, and most of them you can't get until you're nearly the end of the game. Alright, so we're going to head back to the church, and we are going to use that kind of marching technique, falling in line, and we're going to use the glass that we just discovered to get ourselves a solution to the cemetery puzzle. So we'll let this play out, and we will talk a little bit later once we get back to the cemetery. This guy has nothing else to say the entire time. So now we have our solution to the puzzle. And of course, the thing in the middle, God's eye, which also resembles the glass that we found. You can't move that, so clearly it is going to look directly at whatever you put in front of it, which is now the instrument. I guess you could call it a lyre. The man looks at the devotee. The devotee looks at God. Things like that. So you just need to move these so they are facing the thing they're supposed to face. Devotee gets moved to face in to the center. The man gets focused to face the devotee. And the preacher, can't really remember what it said, so let's see. Preacher either goes, preacher faces the man. God looks at the instrument, which you have to turn so that it's facing the statue in the middle. There you go. Looks at God, preacher talks to the man. Okay, we got all that. So that opened up a underground area. We're going to go down to this underground area, and there is one other miscellaneous trophy that we can get. It's interesting. Both of the miscellaneous trophies. Oh, there's a third. There might even be one trophy you can get in each area. I believe that there might be. Yeah, this one has 2. And the second one here, we're going to get through simply exploring this area here. So head over to the right and all the way as far right and up as you can go. Nothing over here, just so head up one more time, and there you go. Look down at this, and that's actually the preacher that we've been looking for, that everyone's been looking for. There you have the preacher's fate, and it's all you have to do is view that picture, see that item, see the preacher, find the preacher, however you want to say it. And you notice there is a pipe here, and oh look, here's a switch. So go ahead and hit that switch and follow the pipe out, or just head back the way you came through the center door. Like going this way wasn't necessary, really. It shows you where the pipe ends, and then you go out. And so now the water has stopped. It must be very dry in this area, because when water stops, it completely disappears. But here we have found our way through the door. And we're going to get this door to open much later in a different way. But now we're going to head up and move on to the next level. We've gotten the Great Escape. And we are going to climb a couple stairs here in this kind of intermission between levels. And we got about 2 minutes left of the video. I believe we're gonna come to the first console and stop there. I can't remember exactly. No, I think we just come to this screen here. Yeah. This plays out a little bit, and we're gonna head to the right. Do yourself a favor. Do not cross down the stairs into where the warriors are. I mean, again, there's nothing... No, you're not going to get killed in this game. There's no real harm to your character. You'll just simply have to reload the screen. I mean, it will reload for you, but there you see there's a big symbol up on the top there. There's a symbol on both of the flags, and the warriors do shout commands at each other. So we'll be able to figure out what all those mean in the next video. And just go through here, and here is the first console, just as I predicted. And instead of starting that, oh, I do start it up, okay. I thought I waited until the next video. So there is the console, and I think we're going to take a look at what it has. To the right, there's a conversation between the warriors and devotees. And then to the left, you can see now how many we can warp to. So, again, if you want to, once you finish this level, you could come back to this and translate that conversation for the two of them. But I would suggest waiting until post-game. We'll take a look at that and many other things in the next videos to come. Hope this helped. Take care.